Hi everyone, so this is part 2 of our section 10.5 day 1 video. When I last saw you, we had finished talking about y equals the square root of x plus 3, and I just wanted to make sure to show you the graph on Desmos as well, even though we did this by hand. So as you can see, the red graph is our parent function y equals the square root of x. The blue graph is our y equals square root of x plus 3. And again, in order to figure out where that starting point is from the graph, if you were to take the radical, the radicand, the term under the radical, and set it greater than or equal to 0, that will allow us to know where to start, because you cannot take the square root of anything less than 0, so you may as well set it greater than or equal to 0 just to see where do we begin. That's going to give us information about our possible x value, so that leads us into the domain. And in this case, if you go ahead and say x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 0, subtract 3 on both sides, you get x is greater than or equal to negative 3. We did this already on the notes, but I just wanted to remind you and point out that's why our graph here really starts at negative 3 and then moves up from there. All right, so heading back to our next example, we need to make a prediction about how y equals the square root of x minus 4 will compare to the graph of y equals the square root of x. Think about what we've done so far. Do you think it should go up or down? Do you think it should go left or right? Go ahead and make a prediction and write it on your page, please. All right, hopefully you figured out that y equals the square root of x minus 4 will be 4 units to the right of y equals the square root of x. And the reason for that, again, is because we can't take the square root of anything less than 0. So if you take that x minus 4, which is under the radical, and set it greater than or equal to 0, you'd have to add 4 on both sides, and that's where you get x is greater than or equal to 4. Because it's a positive 4, we're going to be moving to the right. Had it been a negative 4, we would have moved to the left. So if the graph of y equals rad x minus 4 shifted right 4 units, that is only a change in the x direction. That means it impacts the domain but not the range. So our domain will go from 4 to positive infinity. Our range will not change at all because we didn't move anything up or down. All right, so as a little bit of a summary then, taking a look at the same equation that we looked at on the other page, y equals square root of x plus h and then plus k. The plus h talks about anything that would happen inside the radical. The plus k talks about what would happen outside. Today, with this particular page, we're focusing on what is inside the radical. So a shift from inside the radical would move either left or right. And if you add, that means that you actually are going to be moving left, because again, you have to undo that operation in order to get x by itself. So you're doing the opposite of what you see. And subtraction would move right. And again, the saying, if you're interested, is what lies inside lies to you. So you see a plus, but you've got to do the opposite to get your answer. Now I'd like to give you a little chance to practice to see what happens if, instead of going through all of the details, if I just give you an example, can you tell what we should do? So that's what we're going to take a look at here in example number 1. All right, so it says, I'm going to move my face over here a little bit, graph y equals the square root of x plus 6. Okay, the plus 6, the question is it an outside switch or is it an inside switch? And sure enough, that is after the radical, so that's an outside switch, which means that we are going to be going up 6. So while you could go ahead and make a table and plot all the points, you could also just take your model, your y equals square root of x, which is already graphed for you, and literally move the points 6 units up. What I would do is I would take these 3 landmark points, move them up, and then go ahead and connect. So I'm going to start with 0, 0 and move up to 0, 6. Then over here I have 4, 2, so I'm going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. Same thing here. This is 9, 3. I'm going to move it up so that it's at 9, 9, and then connect using an arrow only in the right, because on the left we can't go to the left. We can't take the square root of anything smaller than that. Now we have our graph, and all we had to do was take those points and shift them. All right, if we go ahead and take a look at the next one, y equals square root of x plus 5. That's an x plus 5 inside. So that's going to be a shift left or right. Since it says +5, that means we're going to shift left by 5 units. So we're going to go left 5 here. Then from this point 4, 2, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. Then from 9, 3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. And that's what we have. All right, it's really the same function. It's just everything is moved over left 5 units. All right, domain and range. We need to think about what happened there. In the first example, because we moved up 6 units, that was only a y change. So that would impact the range. It's now starting at 6 and going to positive infinity. But the domain didn't change at all. It's still 0, infinity. Go ahead and try and see what you can do with the domain and range for number 2. I hope that you saw that with number 2, because we move left 6, that's an x change, so the domain would be affected. It would get decreased by 6. So we're starting at -6, going up to infinity. Because there was no plus or minus after the radical, the range would not change at all. So that stays at 0 to infinity. All right, we've got 2 more to go here. With example 3, y equals the square root of x minus 1 and then minus 2. We have 2 shifts here, one because of the 1 and one because of the 2. X minus 1 inside means that we are going to move right 1. But then the 2 outside is a -2, so that means that we are going to move down 2. The right 1 is an x change. It's going to impact the domain. The down 2 is a y change, so it's going to impact the range. In terms of graphing this, we're going to start out by just moving right 1 and down 2 from each point. So from this point 0, 0, move right 1, down 2, and there we go. From this point, right 1 and down 2. From this point, right 1 and down 2. And again, the graph looks the same. It's just been moved over a little bit. That's called a translation. It's been translated 1 unit to the right and 2 units down. Let's see if I can make it a little smoother. There we go. All right, if we think about what that's going to do to the domain, right 1 means that we are going to go ahead, instead of starting at 0, we're going to say 0 plus 1, which is 1, going up to infinity. The nice thing is you can't ever go bigger than infinity, so you don't have to worry about that. For the range, we did have a change of going down 2 in the y direction, so 0 minus 2 would be -2. And if you go back and double check, this point right here where we started, it was originally 0, 0 and y equals radical x graph. It is now located at 1, -2. And what do you know? 1 is right there. That is the beginning of our domain. -2 is right there. That's the beginning of our range. So when you look at the graph, that starting point is also going to give you a clue as to what to do with the domain and range. We have 1 more to go. I'd like you to try this out on your own, and then we'll come back and finish this off. And then you have a very short Math Excel for tonight because I had to take 2 videos to tell you what we were doing. Sorry about that. But yes, go ahead and try number 4. We're going to check answers, and then you just have a couple questions on Math Excel. Nice job. Thanks. All right, so with this one, because we had y equals the square root of x plus 4, we should move to the left 4 units. And then there was a -5 after the radical, so we should move down 5 units. So your graph should look like what I have here. If we moved left 4, then that means that we're going to start at 0 minus 4 or -4, going all the way up to positive infinity. And then because we moved down 5, 0 minus 5 is -5. That's our starting point for the y value. So that's our smallest number in the range. And that goes up to positive infinity. I know that it was a little longer because we had 2 videos today, but if you need to go back and watch anything again just to see how everything worked, please take your time. The Math Excel is going to be very short, I promise. I'm planning on 4 questions and that's it because I know that you've spent quite a bit of time with math today. If you have questions, feel free to email us. Otherwise, we will do more of this practice tomorrow. And remember, you can always use Desmos and your calculator to help you visually see what these graphs look like as well. Thanks very much and have a great day. Bye.